You know why I didn't take the job? Because it's too small! I don't care about it! It's nothing to me! It's a bacterium! I travel in worlds you can't even imagine! You can't conceive of what I'm capable of! I'm so far beyond you! I'm like a god in human clothing! Lightning bolts shoot from my fingertips!
Hello and welcome to a new episode of RT Essentials. I'm Nikki Novak. Today is a very big day, and I'm talking very big because we are talking about spin-off series. Shows that feature or extend or just build upon one or more aspects from a previous or existing series. And this list highlights ones that not only had great parent shows, but also went on to become just as great, if not greater. While these titles do all share the common trait of being a spin-off, the similarities pretty much stop there. From warrior princesses to beer bottle cappers to the drama surrounding live action and animated female teenagers, this list of the best TV spin-off series has it all. So let's do it! Xena Warrior Princess.
I'm gonna give you one chance, Carmenus. You give up now, and I'll go easy on you.
Oh, please. You and what army?
Now! Me and this army.
And battling to kick this list off is Xena Warrior Princess. This series was developed by Sam Raimi and follows Xena, played by Lucy Lawless, a mighty warrior princess with a dark past who is out to redeem herself. The show is a spin-off of Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, where Xena began as a recurring nemesis with a 3-episode arc that was supposed to end with her death. But producers became aware of her popularity and decided to launch another series instead. So Xena Warrior Princess began in 1995 and aired in first-run syndication, lasting for 6 seasons and 134 episodes, the same amount of seasons as Hercules, but with more episodes. And while we're comparing the two, it's worth noting that Xena flew by its predecessor in ratings and popularity. By season 2, it was the top-rated syndicated drama on TV and remained in the top 5 for all of its 6 seasons. And the reason this series caught on bigger than Hercules starts with the titular character, a strong female protagonist, which was not a common thing on TV at the time. And the strong cult following she helped create has landed her and the TV show on various best-of lists over the past 20 years, while helping influence the direction of the genre on TV moving forward. NBC kicked around the idea of a reboot in 2015, but that idea has sadly been shelved for now. But that's okay, because you gotta rewatch the original anyway, while keeping an eye out for Boys star Karl Urban, who played both Julius Caesar and Cupid at various times during the show's run. You are so welcome for that little tidbit. Frasier.
You look here, buddy.
Making sure everyone knows its name next on this list is the sitcom Frasier. The series is a spin-off of the long-running and wildly popular Cheers. It continues the story of psychiatrist Frasier Crane, played by Kelsey Grammer, who moves back to his hometown of Seattle to be a radio show host and reconnect with his family. Frasier began 4 months after Cheers ended, and much like its predecessor, lasted for 11 seasons. There is a revival on the way, but more on that in a minute. Initially, when the time came for Grammer to start thinking about what's next after Cheers, he wasn't initially interested in continuing the Frasier character. But after a couple failed pitches with other ideas, it was decided by the suits that a spin-off was the way to go, and Grammer ultimately agreed.
I've never seen him so angry. He's like a madman.
Good Lord.
Producers tried to set the show as far from Boston as possible, the location for Cheers, to curb any expectations from NBC that there would be constant guest appearances from the Cheers cast. Although other than Kirstie Allen's Rebecca, all of the surviving main cast members from Cheers did show up on Frasier, with his ex-wife Lilith, played by Bebe Neuwirth, getting a recurring role. While it's hard to compare any show to a juggernaut like Cheers, this one actually holds its own beer. In fact, Frasier's 34 Emmys is 6 better. Even more impressive, though, is the fact that the main Frasier cast remained unchanged for all 11 seasons. And when the series ended in 2004, Grammer had played the character for a total of 20 years, tied for the most ever at the time. Of course, Law & Order SVU has since changed that. So maybe that's why a Frasier revival has been greenlit and is expected to be released on Paramount Plus in 2023. Laverne and Shirley.
I tell you, you must swear you won't laugh too loud because she's right in the bedroom and I don't want her to hear, okay? All right. Laverne is afraid to drive.
Next on this list is the one and only, or should I say, two and only, Laverne and Shirley. The show is a spin-off from Happy Days, where Penny Marshall's Laverne and Cindy Williams' Shirley were introduced as friends of the Fonz, played by Henry Winkler. Hey, you knew I was gonna go there. Both shows were created by Gary Marshall, brother of Penny, and are set in roughly the same time period. In Laverne and Shirley, the pair are roommates who work as bottle cappers in the fictitious Schatz Brewery in the late 1950s Milwaukee. That is until they moved to Burbank for the last couple seasons to work as department store gift wrappers, a natural progression. The series ran for 8 seasons from 1976 to 1983, and while that doesn't top the 11-season run of Happy Days, the show did climb to the top of the ratings, beating both Happy Days and its other spin-off, Mork and Mindy.
Hey, what time does Tweedledum talk?
Wait, why do you care? I'm Tweedledum, you're Tweedledee.
No, believe me, I'm dumb. You're D, I'm dumb.
Hey, you're both morons. Now shut up. What are you talking about? Wait, where does it say Tweedledee moron?
And some of what set Laverne and Shirley apart from the others was a fresh brand of comedy, aka physical comedy, that the actresses brought to the screen. To go along with Golden Globe and Emmy nominations, the show's popularity spawned a merchandise franchise and an animated spin-off. Yes, a spin-off of a spin-off called Laverne and Shirley in the Army, which began airing on Saturday mornings in 1981. But if we're really going to talk about what put this show in another stratosphere, we gotta mention the theme song, Making Our Dreams Come True by Cindy Greco. In a time when Happy Days helped set the bar high for theme songs, this one went above and beyond, becoming a radio favorite and a top 30 hit. Law & Order Special Victims Unit.
Please read this Reddit post.
Who the hell likes Blue Glacier shampoo? And why would they use a disgusting like Katie Miller to sell their crap?
You posted that on Reddit at 9:48 p.m. on November 6th, is that right?
I guess.
Next up on this list of best TV spin-off series is Law & Order Special Victims Unit. The show was created by Dick Wolf and marked the first spin-off of his hit drama Law & Order, which was nearly a decade into its run before SVU launched in the fall of 1999. And much like the original, this series occasionally pulls from the headlines of real stories about NYPD investigations. The show, which was originally titled Sex Crimes before getting changed to the more accurate and palatable Special Victims Unit, began by focusing exclusively on the police work, with district attorneys only stopping in occasionally. That changed in season 2 when the format became more faithful to the Law & Order way of including court cases with each story. SVU is still going strong with over 500 episodes since '99 and even outlasting its predecessor. Although Law & Order did return in 2022 with new episodes because, hey, why not?
Make sense of this. My husband is dead. Killed by my own child's hand. And my willingness to believe he was a monster. How awful it must have been for my husband to know that the people he loved most had turned on him.
By the way, if you're keeping score at home when it comes to primetime scripted series, SVU ranks 4th in the number of episodes behind The Simpsons, Gunsmoke, and Lassie. And as if the case for this spinoff hasn't already been impressively stated, we also gotta mention the 91 Emmy nominations with 33 wins and counting. But if you really want to know why Law & Order Special Victims Unit stands above the original, we got 2 words for you, Mariska Hargitay. Not only is her Olivia Benson one of the longest-running live-action characters in the history of primetime TV, she was the first regular cast member on any Law & Order series to win an Emmy Award when she earned lead actress in a drama in 2006. Enough said. Better Call Saul.
Excuse me? Oh, please, you suffer one little setback and you're gonna let your entire legacy go?
One little setback?
Fine. Your pain is very special. Woe is you. Just stop wallowing, okay? This place is all you've got. That and your hair, which, let's face it, clock's ticking there too, so. You want to save your business? You want to save your dignity? You're going to have to fight. Hey, you're a lawyer, Howard. But you're a great salesman. So get out there and sell.
Dialing up the next spot on the list is the hit drama series Better Call Saul. This one is a spin-off and a prequel to co-creator Vince Gilligan's previous series Breaking Bad, which aired for 5 seasons before ending in 2013. Better Call Saul is mostly set in the early to mid-2000s in Albuquerque, following the earlier days of Bob Odenkirk's Saul Goodman character. We see him evolve from an earnest lawyer named Jimmy McGill into the egocentric criminal defense attorney who works with big-time drug manufacturers. Jonathan Banks and Giancarlo Esposito also majorly reprised their roles from Breaking Bad, with many others making guest appearances. Vince Gilligan and his Better Call Saul co-creator Peter Gould first discussed a spin-off with Bob Odenkirk while filming the 3rd season finale of Breaking Bad. And wouldn't you know it, filming for this show began just a little over a year after that one ended. Better Call Saul premiered on AMC in February of 2015 and ended up going 6 seasons, one more than Breaking Bad if you're comparing the two, which you probably really shouldn't.
Best of luck in all your future endeavors.
Go. Goodbye. Go. Sorry about that.
Are you okay?
It was a drumstick. It was laying loose in the aisle.
Somebody call an ambulance!
No, you don't need to. I don't need. Oh, yes, an ambulance. That's a good idea. You guys have liability insurance, right?
Bob Odenkirk's 2022 Best Actor Emmy nomination marked the 5th time he was nominated for the series, and to go along with 46 Emmy noms overall, Better Call Saul has also received 15 Writers Guild, 14 Critics' Choice, and 6 SAG Award nominations, among many other accolades, and yet never won an Emmy. Shame on you. Plus, for the Good Deed Award, I've decided to give out. The New Mexico Film Office reported that through its first 4 seasons, this show brought over $120 million to the state. Now that is an impressive spin-off stat. The Colbert Report.
Yo.
Yeah. Yo! Yo! Yo, yo! Yo, yo!
Yo?
Yo! Yo.
Yo.
Yo!
Yo.
The satirical news comedy and talk show features Stephen Colbert playing a caricature of conservative cable news pundits while lampooning current events and the political issues of the day. This series is a spin-off of Comedy Central's The Daily Show, where Colbert was a correspondent from 1997 to 2005. And The Report was created by Colbert, along with Daily Show host and producer Jon Stewart. The series ran 4 days a week on Comedy Central from 2005 to 2014, and I'm no math whiz, but the internet did tell me that they did 1,447 episodes in total. Dang. Of course, The Daily Show has been on air since 1996 and is the longest-running show on Comedy Central, with 24 Emmys and counting.
I wish he could have joined us when I had lunch with Meryl Streep and Ecuadorian President Rafael Correa.
Oh, Rafi, he is such a cut-up. Especially when we go camping with Oprah.
Oh?
Oh, did that surprise you?
No, O is just what all her real friends call Oprah.
But the Colbert Report became a different kind of animal during its time. Colbert carried his shtick over and fine-tuned it, becoming known for inventing new words that entered popular culture, like truthiness. After seeing critical and rating success right off the bat, the show's relevance expanded beyond the airwaves. Colbert ran for president twice, gave a controversial performance at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, co-hosted a political rally, and established a $1 million raising super PAC. Beat that, Jon Stewart. Well, speaking of which, the Colbert Report was nominated for an Emmy every year for Outstanding Variety or Comedy Series, but lost to The Daily Show every year until 2013, ending the longest winning streak in Emmy history. Whoa, spin-off drama. It reminds me of Susan Lucci all over again. The Jeffersons.
Mr. Jefferson, why are you dressed like that?
Because I'm going to have my picture taken to put in my store window.
Your picture? You made fun of Cunningham for doing that.
That's because she ain't as pretty as me.
Oh, child, what you doing?
What are you laughing at?
I knew it was gonna happen. He done finally wigged out.
Moving on up, next on this list is The Jeffersons. This spinoff from All in the Family follows African-American couple George and Louise Jefferson, best known as Wheezy, neighbors to Archie and Edith Bunker on All in the Family as they moved into a swanky high-rise building thanks to the success of his dry cleaning business. The show was created by Norman Lear, who also brought All in the Family to the small screen along with about 100 other shows. And while The Jeffersons mostly fell into the traditional sitcom mold, it wasn't afraid to tackle more serious issues like gun control, alcoholism, adult literacy, and being transgender. Plus, it was one of the first shows to prominently feature a married interracial couple.
Hey, y'all, boss. I sure hope you likes it. Is it all right?
It's okay.
I'll freshen it up for you.
Okay, George. Is that good enough for you?
Well, she ain't perfect yet, but she's getting there.
This marked the second All in the Family spinoff after Maude, but ended up becoming the longest running of any of the shows, lasting 11 seasons to All in the Family's 9. In fact, it's one of the longest running sitcoms ever, and it was one of the longest running series with a predominantly African-American cast until Tyler Perry's House of Pain surpassed it by one single episode in 2012. The Jeffersons picked up 14 Emmy nominations during its run, nowhere near All in the Family, but respectable nonetheless. And sadly, it ended in a little bit of controversy after CBS abruptly canceled the series without allowing for a proper series finale. This spinoff also got its own spinoff featuring the Jeffersons' housekeeper Florence and called Checking In, but it only lasted 4 episodes. Had it been longer, it could have been our non-existent episode with the best TV spinoff series. Daria.
You'll pay through the nose for that shot, Missy. Unless you can give me a plausible reason for your being here.
I was having too much fun at home, so I thought I'd go out and get killed by an unstable parade float.
Yep, through the nose.
Next on this list of the best TV spinoff series is the animated hit Daria. This show is a spin-off of Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead, the culture-shifting MTV series that began in 1993 and has since returned a couple of times, with a total of 7 years and 9 seasons on the air so far. This season follows Daria, a recurring character from the Beavis and Butthead series, who is an intelligent yet cynical high school student created to act as a foil to the guys and their antics. To take that one step further, MTV execs looking to raise the female demographic of the channel decided to give Daria her own show, which debuted in 1997, 9 months before Beavis and Butthead ended its original run.
I hate to say it, but I think I enjoy this processed cheese. What kind of process do they use?
It's a sugarless version of the one for ding-dongs and ho-hos.
Ding-dongs and ho-hos, you're crazy. I think that's kind of why I like you.
I like you too. That's what's really crazy. Anyway,
so tell me about them. Are they named after Santa?
Oh,
that's good. Oh,
in the first episode of Daria, she and her family moved from the B&B setting of Highland to the equally fictional town of Lawndale, introducing Daria's parents, younger sister, and best friend as major characters. And from there, other than a brief mention of Highland, this series did not contain any other references to Beavis and Butthead or feature any of their characters. That could be because, other than allowing the character to be spun off, Mike Judge was a little bit busy with King of the Hill and had no real involvement in Daria. But the explanation from the creators was that Beavis and Butthead were very strong characters with loyal fans and a specific type of humor, so they wouldn't have quite fit. It also makes sense. Daria ran for 5 seasons and also produced a couple of made-for-TV movies, one of which features several songs by the Foo Fighters and Dave Grohl as a guest voice, along with celebs like Carson Daly and Biff Naked. MTV announced a spin-off series in 2019 called Daria and Jody, which was later switched to an animated TV movie for Comedy Central and given the title of Just Jody. Tracy Ellis Ross is voicing the titular character and executive producing. The Facts of Life.
Miss Clymer says if I can just complete this chemistry experiment, there's a B+ floating out there for me.
Keep it floating for a minute, I'm busy.
Chemistry is the one chink in my scholastic armor. I need your special attention.
I told you I'd help you, Blair, but right now I'm trying to get down a few of my private inner adult feelings while they're still playing on my soul.
Taking the good and putting into this list next is The Facts of Life. This series was a spin-off of Different Strokes and followed that show's housekeeper Edna Garrett, played by Charlotte Rae, as she became the house mother at an all-girls private school in New York. There she cared for kids like the spoiled rich girl Blair, played by Lisa Whelchel, the gossipy Tootie, played by Kim Fields, and the impressionable Natalie, played by Mindy Cohn. The pilot for Facts of Life first aired as the season 1 finale of Different Strokes, and the two universes remained connected. Mr. Drummond and Arnold from Different Strokes made a few guest appearances, while Tootie returned the favor and appeared on their show. The spinoff did struggle initially during its first season after being given a tough Friday night time slot, but after a move to Wednesday for season 2, The Facts of Life quickly became the 4th highest rated TV show that year, behind Little House on the Prairie, Different Strokes, and Chips. The series never looked back after that, as it became one of the longest running sitcoms of the 80s, lasting for 9 seasons, one longer than Different Strokes, and releasing 3 made-for-TV movies.
This leg is still wobbly.
I know what it needs. Elmer's.
What's that?
Elmer's, it's a glue. I'll be back in a flash.
The Facts of Life also earned 3 Emmy nominations, something Different Strokes could never do. And even though the theme songs for both shows involved Alan Thicke as a composer or a performer, it's the Facts of Life song that will be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. As soon as you hear the words, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have The Facts of Life. And that's our list of the best TV spin-offs. As always, there was too many other great shows to put on our list, so stay tuned for more RT Essential episodes to find out if your picks make a list. I'm your host, Nikki Novak, and we'll see you on the next one.